growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Guten Abend, mein Herren.
Guten Abend.
Man,
You're ready there.
Damen. Hey boys, just uncue the music. This week's podcast has been brought to you by Lowenbrow. Patrick is running a. That's better. Bring up the volume a bit. Patrick is running. Oh, too much. Oh my god. Get rid of the hats. So basically, Patrick is running a Lowenbrow promotion for Oktoberfest. So get your deer stalkers or your pork pies or your whatever the bloody hell they're called. Kind of Swiss chasing Heidi's around Heidi Highs. So, hey Quiv.
Hi Michael. Great to be here.
Thank you. Welcome. We're great to have you back. Oh, it was a good show last week. Yes.
Was very
Plaudits were coming through. Not quite top of the iTunes charts yet. Can look into that. But it's great to have you back. It was tough doing the show on my own last week. So, I'm feeling good. Got my All Blacks jersey on. Looking forward to winning the World Cup.
Don't mention the World Cup.
There was talks about doing a rugby podcast. In rugby parlance, that's been kicked to touch. No, I think after that. So we're as the usual story. We spend an hour getting this together, and then we just lose the track of ourselves. We will just go through what happened in the Point Lodge League last week. So we just have a quick look at the. Here we are. So, boom. Yeah, like there was a lot of blowouts. There was only one close game really. That was Polly's overcame Champagne Fever. Dean had Eli Manning playing on the Monday night game, the battle of the NFC East, and it was just like the last Giants Washington NFC East battle. It was a turgid affair, and the Giants came out like a hot snot, and that's where it ended.
It went out, like a hot snot.
Yeah, so Dino was hoping for Eli to
how many points did he need, Eli?
I think he needed about 15 or 20 points
Yeah.
to come, and if he came nowhere near it.
It was turnover
And
city.
all that Patrick goes is just crushing his opponents. We will come up, but we'll have a quick aside about Duffers later on. Okay, we'll just put that one on the back burner for the moment.
Yeah. Right.
Fox's Army continues to be terrible. Bucking Pats came a cropper this week.
Well, I mean, look, Decky got 146 points. I mean, no one's gonna.
Some very big scores this week.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Point Lodgers only just shy of the 150 mark as well. I had a good enough score myself against Nasib. And Lucky Jimmy's is still finding it difficult. Well, he was up against.
He was on a 2-game winning streak though.
Yeah, he was up against the Champions.
Up against
He
me,
got Bellatricked.
Yeah, I sorted him out.
He doesn't have a hope. Like he's still a boy against men there in that respect.
Yeah.
So
quick look at the table.
All right, I'm gonna look at the table. We'll have a look at the table now. I'll just bring back up the screen there. You can be doing the. So I need to go back to 1, isn't it? Come on. Yeah, here we go. So Point Lodgers is sitting nicely. Point Lodger sitting nicely on top. 5-1. Pats for 5-1. Brady's Cheat 4-2. Bucking Pats 4-2. And then there's a bit of a log jam for the last two playoff spots. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams on 3-3. And as I said to you earlier on, Queeve, this is week 7. There's a 13-week regular fantasy season this year.
Yep.
So we're actually right on the halfway point. But there's only like two games between 8th and 2nd. So if anybody can string a few W's together, like if you actually if you actually played players that were playing, maybe you might have a chance of winning. If you actually played guys that weren't on the inactive list, they might have a chance of winning.
It'd help if you checked your team on a regular basis throughout the week.
Yeah. Not pointing at
any
anyone
fingers
at anybody. Chris. Duff. So Duffers was wanted to come down to help out with the podcast this week. Then the usual story, his wife was inactive and the baby was on a bye week.
Yeah.
Now we have a new just a preview for later on. We have a new. The technological advances in this show is just going beyond
every week.
Every week is a new thing.
Yeah.
So this week we have our first phone-in guest. We won't say who it is for the moment.
Keep it a secret for now.
Keep it a secret, but hopefully he will be entertaining.
Yeah.
So just looking at the rest of the.
Now I wouldn't think that the 1 in 5 teams are have no chance of the playoffs. I mean, it can be turned around. Well, maybe not for Chris because he doesn't like changing his team that much. But stay in there, Fox. Stay in there.
Burn.
Victor Cruz might come out of IR one of these days.
Burn. Was that? Are we doing the Cruz report? No.
There's no Cruz report this week. He's still injured. Yeah.
Tutty.
Yeah.
So
we look forward to his return, though.
Okay, I'll go back to the Webby Cammy. So what are we?
We're gonna have a look at this week's fantasy matchups. I think, are we?
We will just quickly do the boys there, okay?
Oh yeah.
We'll do the boys, and then are you going to do the waiver wire? What's hot off the waiver wire?
Do that.
So this week's boys, 4 teams on bye again, and they're all babies. So the Bay of the Packers,
the Bay of Packers, yeah.
The Bengalis, the Broncos of the Denver, and the Bears of Chicago are all on bye.
Yep.
Bye. So
take note, everyone.
Take note. Change your team, Christoph. Okay, waiver report.
Okay, waivers went through today, and just briefly go through who got who. Polly went for the old drop him or pick him up, drop him, pick him up scenario with Crockett Gilmore.
Crockett
shit. Dropped Richard Rodgers for Crockett Gilmore, who he had dropped already after picking up. So
yeah, I suppose there has been a scene. The waiver wire is a lot more active this year. Obviously, guys cottoned on like last year.
But I don't think you've no chance of winning the whole thing if you don't pay attention to the waiver wire.
Yeah. But like last year, we were very green and we didn't really know what the waiver wire.
Yeah.
This year, guys are clued in, and you could do a couple of tactical. I think he's gonna go. It's a bit like the old poker, third degree of leveling.
We got a fair few poker players in this league too.
Yeah, and we're going. I think he'll go for that. So I know I want this other guy, but I think I'll just put an offer in for that guy, and then that's the way it goes. And it's interesting, and it's you really have to think your way through the league. And I don't want to be harping on about Chris there, but like even some weeks, especially with the bye weeks, I've got hassles again now this week at tight end. Tyler Eifert is waiting on Deshaun Jackson on his injury report, so I need to pick up a tight end. I might just leave it for another small bit. I'm playing the waiting game, a bit of brinksmanship, and as I on the Facebook page, Philip Rivers top 5 QB, having the last 2 weeks he put up 500 yards.
Yeah, you should. I mean,
Last
there
week-
should be guys coming in looking for him off you, and I don't.
Yeah, well, I'm in the I'm always in the market for talent, and what I actually love is trading a guy on, getting 2 other guys in, and then trading them on again. I'm a bit of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
tire ticker when it
Del
comes
boy.
to the players, like a Del boy.
Del boy, yeah.
Yeah, but it's, if a deal can be made, a deal can be made. And
But I mean, we've already had more trades this season than we did all of last season.
yeah,
I think we've had 3 trades this year, which is more than we had last year.
and they've all been pretty much legit. Like,
Yeah. So if we could get a few more trades going, people who need players, don't be shy in asking people for trades.
Like last year was Bishop Sankey, whatever. There's a lot more guys this year that are going round the boats. The guys are picked up. They're here, and then they're gone again the next week.
Yeah. Anyway, go back to who are other pickups. Lucky Jimmy was very active on the waiver this week. He picked up Steve Smith, dropped Percy Harvin, who apparently hasn't travelled to London, and they're not. The Bills aren't telling us why. So
Percy Harvin, it goes on from each team.
Serial troublemaker.
I mean, he is brilliant on his day, but unfortunately, his day is like once every year and a half. So like I'll never forget the Super Bowl a couple of years ago with his return and his blistering pace. But then like the next year he nearly tore the Seahawks dressing room apart. Ask Golden Tate that.
Right, Jimmy picked up the Texans. Patrick took Josh McCone. He's not playing too badly, Josh.
Yeah, well, I mentioned it there last week. I think I know they had a bit of a mare last week against Denver. Denver, like the Browns should have won.
Yeah, they definitely should have won
that game.
Yeah. Right, I picked up the Dolphins D because my main D is the Jets, and they're playing my Pats, and they're going to get a spanking. So I had to bring in another defense. So I picked up the Tunas, fresh from a good hammering of the Titans last week.
Yeah,
under the new regime.
I did kind of predict a bounce back.
You did.
I was talking.
I didn't think it was going to be that
Mariota as
emphatic,
well.
though.
Yeah, it just there just seemed to be a bit of a malaise under Philbin, but like you'll see Philbin, he'll be coming in. He'll be get some OC job or something next year again.
He'll get a job
not
somewhere.
That many he might go to USC or something.
So who else? Decky picked up Michael Floyd, Arizona wide receiver, been doing okay. Lucky Jimmy picked up Stafford. Finally got rid of Peyton Manning, the old man of the sea, has been dropped. Yeah, Philip Rivers. I mean, there's no comparison there. Like, if someone has someone that might trade for Philip Rivers, get in there.
Lowenbrow in Pine Lodge, special offer.
And
For
nothing
two
else
offers.
of note, really. Polly picked up Stephon Diggs, bit of a one-game wonder. And Jimmy picked up Julius Thomas, which is a good pickup if he recovers from that injury fairly quickly.
I was going to go in for him myself,
Yep.
and I'm just sitting on the fence. To be honest with you, no, I could get burnt or it could be all right. So I'm just going to look ahead there to the matchups for this week.
Week 7, we're officially over the halfway point of the regular fantasy season.
So we'll go by my computer this time.
Okay.
I got Fox's Army. I am actually. I can actually go to the game center here now. 2 seconds. I think because I have so many guys on bye this week at the moment, Fox has the edge. But as I said there, we'll go. I'm just waiting for one or two injury reports to come through. So I'm playing a bit of a waiting game, and we'll see. At the moment, Fox is down for 122 points, and I've got a projection of 93, just short of 94. But that is including my defense, my Broncos, which I'm not letting go. Let me see there now. I'll actually have to turn this off now. That paranormal activity is coming up all the time. That's a freaky looking movie. So yeah, I got Arian Foster had a great week last week, and he seems to be coming back into his own. Tyler Eifert is on bye up against Antonio Gates, and Green Bay are on bye. So James Jones is out, and Matt Forte, the Bears are out. I've been pretty hamstrung, but we'll see what I can pick up. And Fox is 122 is well. He's flattered to deceive all season. So we'll see what will he actually end up with. Okay, the next game we've got up for decider here. Duff's Broncos against Polly's. So Duff 81, Polly 88. That could be close, but he's got kickers out as well. So it's still like today's Wednesday, isn't it?
All day
today. So Tyrod Taylor is probably still out injured, is he? Did he travel to?
It's saying on the news that they might split reps. So we don't know yet.
Yeah. Emmanuel didn't really do much wrong. He didn't do much right last week.
He didn't do much.
Yeah,
at all.
Eddie Lacy is still not at the races at all, but he's on bye anyway, so that's maybe a good thing.
You should take him out, Chris. He's on
look,
bye.
you can't be advising players. No, there's one man per team. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But but you got to stick with the guys as well, I suppose. So that's, I suppose Polly will probably win that. Like this is like.
No, I mean the projections are close, and
close. Polly's on 2-4, so yeah. I mean, if he loses, it's not the end of the season for him, but it's kind of just getting near that time. The weeks are flying. I can't believe how quick the season's going as well.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You're there for the preseason and you're counting down the weeks. It's like, well, is it ever going to arrive?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in the middle of it. Okay.
Right, next matchup.
Lucky Jimmy's, just shy of 100, and Chopper Bears, but just shy of 115. And Odell Beckham is just he's flattering to deceive a lot. Like obviously depends. Like Manning got absolutely slaughtered by the Eagles defense last week, and his offensive line just seemed to take the night off. I think he hadn't sacked something like 4 times in the season already, and he got sacked 3 times, and he had to throw the ball away a couple of times, caught for intentional grounding, and he got 4,
he
if not 5 tackles.
2 or 3 times for intentional grounding, yeah.
So he was, I had a nightmare. Todd Gurley, just coming back off by there now. Marshawn Lynch for Chopper Bears finally kind of put something together last week, but he's not the force of old.
Not yet, anyway.
So this is just looking at this matchup here now. This is one from Tuesday, so there's probably a few changes here and there. I know Lucky Jimmy's after getting rid of Manning as well, so he's put Mariota in. He might even have he
picked up Stafford. So
Stafford. I don't know who the Lions are playing. We'll have a look at the lineup there. So Nassib against
Lions are at home to the Vikings.
It's a divisional matchup there, so. So this one is
Nassib against Decky.
Yeah, 111 for Nassib. Brady's a cheat. Decky, like he nearly broke the 150 point mark last week. No, he obviously must have a few on bye again this week.
Yeah. But we say it every week. These projections don't mean
they don't mean
jack
shit. Yeah. If you
so I think we should just stop mentioning them altogether, because
it's just you kind of it gives you false hope sometimes. You see with the red or the blue, you go, I'm up there for 115. All of a sudden, then you do find it. You're hovering about 58 points there for ages. Like
when you're deciding who to play in the flex, and you look at the points,
you
think,
he's
projecting more, so I should put him in, which is the wrong.
Yeah, you got to look at the matchups and just go with your gut as well, like.
Yeah, absolutely. And okay, I'm playing Bucking Pats.
So this is the top of the table clash. Like you're both going to be in the top 3 or 4 anyway, or even the top 4.
That's
No
a bit
matter
early,
what
no?
happens.
Bit early to be saying
After the, no matter what the result of this game is.
Oh, I thought you meant in general. Okay.
No, I think you're both look safe. For to be in.
No, I'd
in,
say
in
this
the
is gonna
shake-up.
it's gonna be. I'm quite happy with my team.
Yeah.
Except for Rogers.
Mark
is on bye,
Davis.
but-
Mark Davis Bryant. Did you play him last week?
No, I didn't. No,
He had a good
didn't
game,
matter. I
didn't he?
won by cricket score.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Man, Barnage is kind of putting up sneaky figures for you there. The Browns.
Yeah, Barnage
Browns
doing very
tight
well
end.
for me. Yeah.
Larry Donnell had a mare. Harry Douglas.
Who are you?
So Blake Bortles is.
Yeah, I've got Bortles in for my
at home
my
in
main man
at
Aaron
home in
Rodgers.
Wembley.
So yeah, hopefully Bortles will tear Wembley up.
And Lamar Miller had his kind of breakout game of the season as well last week.
Yeah,
Riding on the
hopefully
back of the
he
new
can go from
coach.
strength to strength. Hopefully.
Yes, that's Calvin Johnson had a good old game there as well.
Dion didn't get a lot of yardage for me last
I think
week.
LeGarrette Blunt is the man there for the Colts, isn't he? He's the Colts destroyer.
Yeah,
I definitely saw him sneaking in for
he got 2 TDs.
for a TD at some stage anyway. And
Yeah.
we have to mention, of course, the what it's butt fumble part 3 yard. It was just one of the craziest plays I've ever seen.
It was worse than the butt fumble.
It was worse.
Yeah.
It was just comedy on a stick, like to try a trick fake punt 20 yards from your own line on 4th down. And it was funny. I think it was Jamie Collins was looking at the guy who with the snap, and then the other Colts guys are over 10 yards right of where the center is. And
and he's telling the other
he's telling
Pats
the
defenders
Pats guys are
where
walking.
you going?
The ball's over here. Like
yeah.
so and then your man does the worst snap I've ever seen. He tried to snap it up his own arse basically, and that was hilarious. Like
Yeah, and the guy who he snapped it to couldn't believe it, and he just saw 4 big fuckers coming towards him and just tucked for fucking cover.
2 seconds there now. It's my DK impersonation there the other night. It was hilarious the look on Chris Carter's face. So so Duff is in on Facebook straight away as well with this as well, you know.
That was
pay
good
attention
post.
to your team. Leave fucking moaning on Facebook to the moaners. All right. Look, we're after giving out about Duff a bit too much now.
Yeah, we're giving him
We're giving
a
him
bit of a hard time.
fierce
Bit of a hard
grief.
time, yeah. Okay, so that's the we've done all the games, haven't we, for next week?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, moving on to the coming week's games.
We're gonna do the picks.
Gonna do the picks, yeah.
We're not doing Cruise Report. Cruise Report is cancelled this week again. Okay.
Or we could ring our special guest.
We'll do it when
we get down to it.
When we get down to it. Yeah.
It's about halfway down. So yeah, okay.
So I'm just gonna. You have the list of games. So can you just fill us in there on the? I know we did no picks last week.
We did no picks last week because I was predisposed. But the week before, Michael won 8-6, and I had won 8-7 the week before. So our running totals are he has 15 and I have 14.
So not great, in other words.
Pretty shit, yeah. It's not. We're both under 500, so it's not particularly good. But again, we're using the spreads from Bet365 for week 7's picks, and we'll start with Thursday night football. How would you describe the Seahawks? The real down on their luck Seahawks host the on the up 49ers.
No. Niners are at home in Levi Strauss Park.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Decky made a great pick
My
last
bad.
week going for Atlanta in Neylands, and I meant to put it up, but I think I remember Johnny Gruden or somebody saying it there. Thursday night football I think the home team wins something like 80% of the time. It's phenomenal. Like, obviously it's short week, less week practice, and obviously there's a bit of travel as well. So I suppose the only thing in Seattle's
close
favor
to San Francisco.
is close to San Francisco. So that's and I honestly I can't. Seattle must be kicking themselves. All right, look, they have lost to, apart from the Rams, who always seem to do them over anyway.
They have had a tough schedule.
They have had a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've lost to Green Bay.
Bengals.
The Bengals
Away,
are unbeaten,
Yeah.
but like
Carolina are
they
unbeaten.
still like they've given away. They've just given away fourth quarter leads, which is what they never did. They were always a team that were winning.
That would
it.
come back to it.
That would win it in the fourth
Comeback winners,
quarter.
yeah.
So
It's bizarre.
oh look, we just have to hopefully. At San Francisco, the Niners beat the Baltimore last week. Baltimore are rubbish. Niners aren't much better, to be honest with you.
Well, the spread is 6. You can get 6.5 points with the Niners. So now I thought the Seahawks were at home, so I took the Seahawks minus 6.5. But yeah, I think I'll stick with the Seahawks minus.
Yeah,
6.5.
I'm going Hawks. I'm going Hawks.
Okay. Wembley game number 2. The Bills face the Jags, and you can get the Jags plus 6, and I've gone for the Bills minus 6.
Yeah,
because the Jags lost at home to the Texans last weekend, and they were terrible. So, like, the Texans coming into that game must have been in the bottom 3 teams in the league.
There's a lot of bad teams this year, isn't there? There seems to be.
Well, there's a lot of bad teams every year, but everyone has won at least one game, which is surprising.
But the badness seems to be spread out a bit more.
Yeah, what I would say is there are a lot less good teams this year.
Yeah, in the AFC, I know we're kind of just going off on a bit of a tangent here at the moment. AFC, I mean, the Pats are head and shoulders above everybody else. The Jets obviously are in there with a shout, I would think. The Bengals, the Steelers, and after that,
I mean, the Colts might get going.
The Colts, there seems to be a malaise there as well.
They played well against the Pats the other night.
They did, yeah.
They put up a good show,
as we just mentioned there with the.
Well, bar the worst play.
I think Spagano is under pressure to hold on to his job there next year.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean, they're going to win their division at a canter, so...
Yeah, all right, okay. Okay, next game is the Falcons, who had their inaugural loss of the season last week against the Titans of Tennessee. What spread?
I don't have that game here, would you believe? Are you on the right? Oh, yeah, okay. We were going on my list, not your list.
Okay, yeah.
So can we?
Did
you take the Bills minus 6 as well?
Actually didn't. Did I? Bills minus 6. You've gone for the Bills
minus 6. Yep.
See, I'm gonna go for the Jags.
Okay. Have you the pen?
Do I have to do everything? No.
Right. Then we have the Dolphins host the Texans. Dolphins minus 4 seems to be a good shout after they destroyed the Titans last week in their new coach's first game.
I agree.
So we're both going Miami there. Lions host the Vikings. Lions beat the Bears in overtime for their first win last week. In a high-scoring affair. Stafford put up the highest QB points.
QB ranking or QB rating?
No, fantasy points.
Did he, yeah?
I think he got 30 odd. So you can get the Lions plus 2.5, and the Vikings are kind of flying under the radar a bit. I don't think they're 3 and 3, are they?
Bridgewater.
They're not scoring a lot of points. AP isn't firing.
AP has been stuttering. Like he had a good week.
Their D has been good, but yeah.
Yeah, Bridgewater's gone kind of quiet again. who's that guy that Polly picked up? Diggs, is it? Is he? He's a wide receiver.
Wide receiver, yeah.
You mind Johnson, Charles Johnson? Is it? Is kind of quiet. And who's the other guy that they picked up from Miami last year? Wallace.
Wallace is yeah.
He's meant to be a deep threat, but he isn't. You know, he's not.
He's not a threat of any variety.
Yeah.
So you're this was a tough one. Lions plus 2.5. I went with the Lions with the 2.5 points.
I'm going to take the Vikings.
Okay. Now the Colts host the Saints. Colts has put up a decent enough display against the undefeated Pats, and the Saints beat Atlanta. Was it at home last Thursday night?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get the Colts -5 is the spread, and I think the Colts are like as Luck's injury kind of gets a bit better. I think they're just gonna get a bit better as weeks go on. So I took the Colts -5. Saints, you just don't know what you're going to get with the Saints.
Yeah, Breeze kind of was back to a bit of his old form. But, they don't really inspire me. The Colts aren't really all that brilliant either. But as you said, there seemed to be a sign of life there, right? So maybe that'll get their kickstart their season. Andrew Luck had 28 points, and he hasn't really had a brilliant season so far either yet. So hopefully it continues, because I'm going to be starting him at the weekend more than likely. So yeah, I'll go with the Colts as well.
Okay. Now we come to the game of the week. The New York Jets at the New England Patriots. There is no love lost between these two teams. I understand the line being 9 points, but it does seem quite high, considering the Jets-Pats games are usually very tight affairs, field goals in it, that kind of thing. So
it's Pats -9, is it?
Yeah, it's at Foxborough.
Geez,
so
that could be a bit of a lump on there, I'd say, would it?
I took the Jets plus 9.
I'll have to. I think yeah.
I think this is a good time to maybe bring in our.
Yeah, so like we this is our first phone-in guest, and it's our. How we doing?
We're just gonna. It's just gonna start. It's ringing there now.
No, keep it going. Keep the link going there. So.
Yeah, we got as everyone knows, I'm a big Pats fan. So rather than me saying that we're going to piss all over them, we're better off having the opinions of someone on the opposite side.
Keep talking.
Is he there?
Hello. 2 seconds. 2 seconds now.
Press the speaker. All right, we got him, I think.
Hey, Dirk. Can you hear me?
I can indeed, sir. How are you?
Oh, that's good. That's good. Hopefully you can hear this. 2 seconds now. I'm actually going to just turn. No, this should be. I'm just turning up my mic a bit here. So give us a level there again, Dick. Give us a big hey. Hello.
How are you?
That's good. That's good.
That's good. Yeah.
So we're just got to the Jets-Pats game. I can't believe that the Pats are giving the Jets 9 points in this game on Bet365. I think that's gotta be a lump on there for you, is it?
Do you know what, Bob? I just had a look there. I hadn't looked yet. It was only 10 minutes ago. I had a look and I saw the 9 points. And the initial reaction is party on,
Yeah.
But there's this thing at the back of the head the whole time when it comes to the Pats that, it's the Pats, and for as good and all as the Jets have been so far this year, this is a completely step up in class,
Well, I suppose the thing is the rest of the NFL is hoping that the Jets can do the league a favor, because I can't see anybody apart from the Jets beating them the way they're playing at the moment. They're just doing enough every week. Brady, I've said it a million times. Belichick is a master of game planning. And he's got the rest of the league just whistling Dixie. They don't have a clue what he's up to, and he's 4 steps ahead of anybody. Like there was it was interesting there. I was actually listening to the Around the NFL podcast yesterday, and one of the questions was, if Brady and Belichick were in any other team in the league, they would be Super Bowl contenders. And I think you'd have to take your hat off to them. We had our hats on earlier on, but we've taken them off. We might have to put them back on again. So like I know, and I hate the Pats. Okay, so give us your spiel there anyway on how do you see the game going.
No, it's just look. You're right about Belichick and Brady, and it pains me to say it. You know, Queeve knows. Like, I mean, man, I hate the sight of him. You know. But
yeah, he's smiling now. He's pointing out to his. He's got his Pats hoodie on or his tracksuit, and he's like, I'm on the throne of ease, right? But he's in the
No, I honestly, I worried about this game.
Well, just to counteract that, so I'm sitting here in my Sheldon Richardson jersey, you know, so we'll keep that match up. But no, look, I mean, the Jets, I was just looking through some stuff. The Jets defense this year has so many statistics where they're number 1, 2, or 3 in the league, you know. And the question is, if you flip it, I've already said about the Jets stepping up a level, but Brady and the Pats haven't faced a defense of this nature yet this year, you know.
Yeah,
that's true.
And there's a real question mark. I mean, we know what Brady's going to do. He's not going to beat you long. Those days are gone. He's not going to flip it away.
It's all dinky slots over to Shane Vereen. But like I suppose the previous
the Giants, you know,
the previous test that they passed with flying colours was the Bills. I thought the Bills were going to give him a serious going over, and your old buddy Rex just.
That's true. Yeah, Rex basically shot in the course again. He sent the boys out so hyped that none of them had a clear thought in their head about what they were actually supposed to do, you know. And they said it afterwards. It was 2 or 3 of the Bills players came out afterwards and said, we were so hyped to leave in the dressing room. We left the game behind us before it ever started, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the other thing this year, like Todd Bowles has just come in. He's 4-1, and can either the two of you remember one quote from any press conference he's given all year?
I said this to you.
Nope.
He's flying under the radar, and he's
doing what a coach should do.
He's looking after his business. He's looking after his team. He's not immediate darling, and you know but that was Rex. So it's chalk and cheese with the two boys.
Exactly. So, you can imagine if Rex was 4-1 with a dominant defense, he'd be banging the pulpit, roaring about Super Bowls and.
It'd be an open top bus going through fucking Times Square.
You know. I just love Bowles. As he said, it's just get the business done. His quote on Sunday after the Redskins game, after going 4-1, was something along the lines of, you know, we have the ability, and maybe in the future we'll become a pretty decent team, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, in the future, a pretty decent team. Everybody would say they're pretty decent at the moment.
Yeah, well, they certainly have a lot of pieces there. Ryan Fitzpatrick had a great game last week. Can he keep it up under pressure against the Pats?
Look, there's so many imponderables, as you know, in any NFL game, Bob. There's so many imponderables.
I mean, like there's some of the results, you know, on about a way to go there. Seattle, after throwing away basically 3 games in a row, with two being up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter. That's, you know, unprecedented. So look, so Jets +9. Are you going to take the Jets on there? Are you going to take the Pats on at that price?
Yeah, I think at +9 you have to. I think the Pats have been pretty lucky in the fact that Buster Screen got a concussion last week. The only reason Screen was brought to the Jets as such was he was viewed as the best slot receiver or slot corner in the country, and he was brought in to run that defense against the slot receivers.
Yeah. Just one question there, Dick. Who's going to be looking after the Gronk? What's the matchup there?
You see, the Gronk, here's the thing. Demario Davis has done it in the past, and actually wasn't it 2 years ago, had a pick 6 interception from Brady going to the Gronk in New York. There's a train of thought that says Cromartie does it, but I can't see that because Crow is just a coward, like, and once the Gronk gets the ball in his hand and starts running, Cromartie isn't going to want to know about it, you know. It's an interesting one. I probably think Demario Davis as a linebacker would probably be the one who gets the job, you know.
Yeah, but it's the usual story. Like the linebackers are too slow, and the The corners and the safeties are too small.
Yeah, you know. Look, I'm just looking forward to the game. As I said, there's lots of questions. It's the best team the Jets have faced so far, so can they make the step up? But at the same time, it's by far and away the best defence or best team that the Pats have played. So how do they deal with it? You'd give the edge to the Pats, I think, in all honesty, just because it's Belichick and Brady, and as you said about game planning and doing the right thing and getting the right situations, they're masters at it,
Yeah.
Well, Decky, do you reckon this is going to be a low-scoring affair like it has been in recent seasons, or is it going to be
Probably.
a lot more points than there has been?
I mean, the Jets are only giving up 15 points a game on average.
Yeah.
They have the number one rushing average themselves of 146 yards a game they're rushing for.
Yeah,
and
Chris Ivory has been revitalised, and you'd actually wonder then if they actually held on to Chris Johnson. I mean, he's he's tearing it up like days of old down in the Cardinals.
Yeah,
that would have been a nice 1-2 punch for you there, like a nice running back committee.
No, of course, and but you know how these things work as well, Bob. Pre-season, before anybody's had a look at anybody, look, yeah, okay, we have Ivory, but they had a look at tape, said, yeah, we'll work with Ivory, leave Johnson go do his own thing. It's hard to criticise because you can't say for definite that Johnson would have been as functional in the Jets run game.
Yeah, I'd say.
There's a lot of the Jets run game is Ivory hitting the pocket and getting 3 or 4 yards after the catch every time.
Yeah, it's what.
After the tackle, I should say.
Yeah.
He's carrying guys in his back for 3 or 4 yards every time.
He seems to be the man at the moment. All right, definitely. Listen, why did you stay on the line there? We'll actually go through the rest of the games there, and we'll just get your views. So
we're all taking the Jets +9 anyway. I think
we're all taking the Jets +9. So
right.
Moving on to Cincinnati.
Even the Pats fan, yeah.
Pardon?
Even the Pats fan is
even the Pats fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's that's too big a number.
Bet 6-5. Get on it. I think that's gonna. Is that gonna be? Well, we're gonna do a lock of the week as well there. So we'll take a lock of the week off you as well, Dick.
Oh my Lord, I haven't had a look at any of the games, but go on anyway. Sure,
all right, the next game is the Steelers go to KC. I think that's pretty much nailed on for. Even no matter what QB plays for the Steelers,
I think Landry's playing all right, and he didn't do too bad the last day. Kansas City are just it seems to be week in week out. They're in turmoil. The sum of their parts. Jamal Charles has lost. Niall Davis did nothing last week. He got 2.5 points. What was that? 25 yards.
Yeah, he got pretty much nothing.
I don't know who picked up the slack. So what do you think there, Dak?
Yeah, look, to be fair, you couldn't have Kansas City at anything in the moment,
No.
It's just since Charles has gone out, and even before Charles, they didn't look great. I don't know. It has a feel like there's something wrong in the camp, or that the players just aren't playing for Andy Reid anymore, or there's something off there. There's something.
Well, I think a lot of these, like Andy, I put Andy Reid, I put Coughlin, Caldwell. A lot of them seem to be very uninspiring managers. They just don't seem. They're just playing everything by the book, and maybe players just get a bit fed up of it after a while. There's no spark. There's no imagination.
Yeah, I think it's probably fair to say that Andy Reid is probably doing things now that were being done 20 years ago. And is never going to move away from that. So as you said, if you're a player looking for inspiration, or you're looking for something new, something innovative to happen to get you motoring, it's not going to come from Andy Reid,
Yeah, okay.
All right, so we're all going against KC there. Next, Bucks go to Washington. Skins are -3, and I've taken the Skins to cover here.
Skins.
Gents?
Yeah, Skins. Do you know what? I take the Bucks for the crack.
Okay.
I think the Bucks, the big win pre the break, pre their bye week, giving them 2 weeks to work on things, they may come out with a bit of vigor and a bit of va-va-voom.
Well, they've got some they've got some outstanding offensive weapons, and QB, what's his name, Jameis, is settling in nicely. Obviously, not without a few teething problems as to be expected, But like they could be a team of the future if the one or two things just click in place for them. I'd say, you know, Mike Evans, massive. Yes.
Martin's a decent running back, you know. As you say, they have pieces in place, all right, you know.
Yeah, Doug Martin, I know. Yeah, he had a massive game for you. He beat me on his own there last week. He was 33 points. The old hamster boy, like.
Yeah, that's true. No, look, it's just again, it's another one that's very, very difficult to call, and I wouldn't have a bet in it for love nor money, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm basically going to take the Bucks just to oppose the two of you.
I like it. All right. Next, your boys, the Oakland Raiders, the 8-win Oakland Raiders, travel to San Diego.
Are you not cashing in there? Are you going to offer him cash in? What will he take now on the 50 quid? Like, you know, will he just?
Oh, not less.
I tell you now something, right? Queeve is stone cold broke at the moment, and if you offered him 30 quid now, I'd say he'd take the hand off you.
Ooh.
And you know what? I was just going to say to you, I could offer a 30 quid cash out.
No, that's a good point there.
Nah, we gotta let this play out.
Queeve was thinking long term, 30 quid. If you were here now and you had the 3 tenors in your hand.
That would be a different story, yeah.
You wouldn't see Pavarotti for love nor money, I tell you.
So yeah, they go to San Diego down the road, and San Diego are -4, and naturally, I don't think Oakland are any good, so I've taken the home team -4 here. What do you think, boys?
Well, Oakland are actually a way improved team and they're coming off the bye. Philip Rivers is through for 500 yards last week, but I mean, they're giving up a lot of points as well. This could be a kick of a ball game. It's a divisional game as well, isn't it?
Rivers came so close to bringing the Packers to overtime in Lambeau. I mean, that's pretty solid, you know.
Yeah, but the Packers just seem to be doing enough they're getting a bit like the Pats now as well. They just seem to be doing enough to win the games. Look, I'm for Pigger, and I'll take the Raiders there. -4, is it?
Raiders +4,
yeah. I'll take the Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to abandon them now anyway, you know. As being a Jets fan and all,
live by the sword, die by the sword.
8-win mass for the Raiders, but I was never looking at their schedule.
Okay.
The black and silver go marching on.
Oh, the autumn wind. All right.
In for a pound now.
All right. Okay, we go to the Cowboys at the Giants, and like I've done every week, till Romo comes back, I'll be opposing the Cowboys against everybody. So I've taken the Giants -3.5.
Yeah, this is another.
Even though the Giants absolutely stank it up Monday night.
This is another NFC stink.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrendous stuff.
I mean, the Eagles are actually going to walk away with this. What's the news on Romo? Is there any sign of him coming back?
I haven't heard anything. I mean, there's talk that Des Bryant could play in this game.
I think Romo's going to be another 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think Des Bryant's going to play in Jerry World, in Jerry's head.
Yeah.
It's been dissed. I think they've been dissed. You know, but Jerry is Jerry. So what's the spread here?
-3.5 Giants.
The Giants are -3.5.
Yeah. And Whedon, I don't think Whedon's even getting the start. I think it's
but Dallas
Castle, is it?
Yeah, I think were Dallas on bye last week as well. Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
weren't they?
yeah.
I think Cassell. Yeah, I think you're going
Giants at home.
Going Giants. Oh, just for Pigger, and so I'll take Dallas.
Do you reckon, Deck?
Again, for me, this is just you wouldn't touch it with a barge.
It's toss a coin stuff like
Yeah, it depends on which New York turns up. Like, I mean, they went to Buffalo and won quite easily. You know?
Yeah.
That
was very impressive.
Very impressive. Yeah.
And then they went to Philadelphia last Monday night, and I mean, I think I posted it on the site. Eli had 115 yards passing in the first quarter, 79 of which was in the first drive.
That's right.
He had 60 in the second quarter. He had 0 in the third quarter and 38 in the fourth quarter. You know.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this game earlier on, but like as I said that time, his offensive line just basically said, "Here, look, have some QB," and they feasted. And a couple of intentional groaning.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bob, they couldn't make the adjustments. Like they had no ability to make adjustments, on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Which would concern me if I was a Giants fan. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the point of view that the Jets must play them in a month's time.
yeah, I think Coughlin this must be his last season. Like, how old is he?
We've been saying that for a few seasons now, haven't we?
He's the oldest manager in the league. And actually, funny enough, I think Pete Carroll is actually the oldest, and here's Pete Carroll the second oldest. But they talk about like Pete Carroll's got a really young outlook on him, whereas Tom Coughlin just looks like ready for the old armchair and the slippers.
Ready for the coffin.
Yeah,
Coughlin for the coffin.
Armchair and the slippers anyway, Bob. We didn't go any further,
Yeah.
I was expecting worse there.
Look, we have to keep a country over for our one female listener.
Is that your mum, is it?
Well, no, that I'm on, there'll surely be a second one this week.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd have to get the wife to listen in.
Well, as I said, no, I'm trying to grow the thingy, so just share it on your own. You probably have to go into YouTube and share the link from the YouTube page onto your own Facebook, because I think the Facebook page is a private group.
Yes,
that's how you get around. And just subscribe and give us an old like as well, of course.
All right, can we get your pick there, Deck? Giants -3.5.
I'll take Dallas.
Okay. Right, then we go to the Eagles at the undefeated Panthers, who really impressed me in the fourth quarter at Hawksville last week. I make no secret of the fact that Cam Newton is on my list of most despicable human beings on the planet.
Why is that, Queef?
Oh, I just don't like the man. He's the definition of arrogance,
he's
and
a Superman. You have to admire him. Like he can back it up.
Oh, I just said I thought he was brilliant in that comeback win. But
what he's doing with that team, like the only player of wide receiver of receivers is Greg Olsen. Benjamin is injured, isn't he?
Benjamin's gone for the year, yeah.
Yeah. And man, Ted Ginn, he's got a couple of journeyman wide receivers.
Yeah.
Jonathan Stewart is doing the business to
he
a
had
certain
a decent
degree.
game. Yeah.
He had a great end of the season last year, but he hasn't really been hitting the lights out either. So I mean, for me, the Panthers are really they're getting the most out of their resources, and that was a real acid test for them.
Good defense as well.
Good defense. Luke Kuechly, you've got Luke Kuechly, haven't you? He's back.
Yeah,
he's back in the mix. And who's the other star?
Norman, the cornerback who has 4 interceptions this year.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Who I picked up a couple of weeks back. The funny thing actually about that is the NFL app doesn't even recognize him. They have him in as for 0 scores every week. In the pregame.
Yeah.
That you love, he's just always sitting there on a 0, for some strange reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, Carolina seem to be the sum of the parts is greater than the sum of the individuals type of an effort,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think
the spread is 3. The spread is 3. So it's I've taken Carolina -3 to keep because the Eagles have not really impressed that much.
They're getting better.
They are getting better. Yeah, they are getting better. To be fair,
they are getting better. But like Bradford, how is Bradford still? I think he's going to have to give Sanchez a game, even just to shake him up, just to put him under a small bit of pressure.
Yeah, well, I think I was the answer I was going to give when you were saying how is Bradford still the quarterback. My answer was going to be because Sanchez is his backup.
Yeah.
Well, they say that Chip Kelly's offense is are quarterback proof. And they're really putting that to the test.
They are absolutely, yeah.
It's true. It was interesting. They used Marco Murray much more in the second half the other night against the Giants.
Yeah.
He did pick them up yards. I think I can't off the top of my head. No, he must have picked up 70 or 80 yards.
I think he had 100 yards. He had his second. He had 100 yards a week before as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's going much more north to south than east to west,
Yeah.
Which was more the way he was running in Dallas. I mean, handing the ball to DeMarco Murray and asking him to go left to right. Like, it's just
he's a
insane,
straight ahead guy. But like obviously the Dallas offensive line was just they were just plowing holes for him to go through as well last year. It's not so easy for him with this Eagles offensive line.
No, I'm just glad I got over my early season fantasy frustrations with him anyway.
Yeah.
And,
you didn't trade him at all, did you? Because
I held on.
Yeah.
There's a few players in that camp.
Did you get any serious offers from that time, or were you?
I thought they were all a disgrace, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That was just me. It was a seller's market, I thought.
Yeah. All right, so what do you think, lads? I'm taking Carolina -3 at home.
Yeah, Carolina.
Go on, I'll be different. The Eagles.
Okay. And last but not least, the Ravens visit Arizona. Arizona -7.5, and I've just taken the Cardinals because the Ravens are pretty pathetic. So.
Yeah, well, I can tell you now straight away, that's my lock of the week.
Yeah, I would agree. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Any team who can go and be beaten in San Francisco certainly shouldn't be able to come with 7.5 points to the Cardinals,
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, that's all the matchups. Well, Atlanta are at Tennessee as well, which I didn't have on my list, but there's no spread up yet for that. I don't know why, because Ryan and Mariota don't seem to be injured, but that's usually the reason. But
well, you'd have to think that
I have to think the Falcons.
The Falcons are gonna, and
it's not because they're any great shakes, just that the Titans are.
Look, you can hardly say that. Like,
with the Titans giving a 30-point defeat to the Tunas is, you have that's pretty scathing. Like,
I'd say the Falcons are back up on the horse there, and I'd say the spread is going to be 6 or 7 points there anyway.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder about the Falcons. I know I said it before they lost in New Orleans. They looked like a side the week previous when they played Washington were ready to lose a game,
Yeah, well, in fairness, Deck, you've been spot on there with your kind of gut feelings there on a few games. You said you called it for the Miami game last week, wasn't it?
Last weekend, yeah. I mean, that to me was a gift from the gods, 21-20. But no, it's just that weekend against they got over Washington. But as I said, they just looked like a team who were ready to lose a game. Short week, Thursday night away in New Orleans.
Well, I brought it up earlier. It's something like 80% of the home teams win on Thursday night. It's just short week, the traveling, whatever. It just seems to wreck with their heads.
Which makes the Seahawks, I know you've probably covered it, going to San Francisco this Thursday night, quite interesting,
Yeah, well, the only thing that we're saying is that San Francisco is so close to Seattle, so it'll take a bit of that fatigue out of it.
It's true, yeah. And I mean, San Francisco are just so bad. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
and like, in fairness, like the Hawks they've lost to their top teams that they've been losing to as well, like undefeated Carolina, undefeated,
except the Rams.
The Rams, but
in week 1.
Well, the Rams know, but with Todd Gurley, I mean, he's looking like a mighty machine altogether.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, first day of the season as well, away in a divisional game, away in St. Louis, like that's a tough place to go to opening day, for anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and they got turned over there last year. As I remember that the infamous punt return with the guy faking it.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it's getting tougher and tougher. It's getting harder and harder to call games, and I think the portion of games that you could actually have a bet on.
It's very, very small.
Like we said, we just do this new segment, lock of the week. There, I think we all those games. As you said, there's just like a flick of a coin there. You're at your wits' end to pick a winning team, because basically a lot of the teams are so bad. Two bad teams playing each other. What are you gonna do? Like,
this is it exactly. And then you get two very good teams, and it's as you say. Like I think the percentage of games that you could have a bet on with any great deal of confidence and be, you're never sure you're going to be right, but be confident you're going to be right is getting smaller and smaller,
Yeah. All right, look, we better wrap it up. So, Luke, do you want to just, I don't know how long this podcast is. We could be heading for
we're breaking new ground.
We're just, we're going to actually split it up into 2 because it takes such a long time to upload.
Yes,
And
of course.
obviously, like a lot of people just tune in for the first few minutes and they go elsewhere.
Yeah.
I listen to my own podcast. It's like listening, liking the smell of your own farts. I listen to my own podcast about 3 times just to
That's especially apt this
I have
week.
to do an old dit cat air again now. The old. So just give us a quick overview there, Deca, of how you think the league is going and how you're enjoying it and all the rest.
Of the fantasy stuff,
Yeah,
fantasy league.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, it's good crack. It seems to be a decent group of lads, and I wouldn't know a lot of them, to be fair, but I enjoy it immensely. It's not expensive. It's good fun. We're having a laugh. It's led to this. Who knows what else it might lead to in time. And it's good. Look, there's no hassle with trades. There's no bother. There's no issues as such. Like, the commissioner's a bit of a clown, but I'm saying,
That's all part of the entertainment package.
yeah, So he's up there in his bloody big ivory tower, looking down.
Oh, if only you knew. I had to laugh the time when we first moved to doing the podcast, and you said to Queeve, does that mean Bob's going to be there now listening to his or laughing at his own jokes for an hour? And that's what it is like.
Yeah.
So look, without further ado, I'm gonna get you off the line, you bastard. And look, we might get you on again next week, or anybody else, lads, who fancies coming on, because it's great for us. It's another voice, and it's a good bit of fun as well. Like, and sure, that's enough to say. So look, will we just wrap it up there?
Yeah, we wrap it up. Yeah, thanks, Deck.
Yeah, sure. No, cool, guys. Thanks for having
Cheers,
me. You should
Decky.
get Aaron on from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely the Fox. Definitely get the Fox on.
Yeah.
A couple of cheerleaders or whatever else he's after.
Oh yeah. We need the Skype for that one.
Yeah. Well, he's in Boston this week. I mean,
okay.
he's doing an in-depth.
It's just-
I mean, that fella, he's gonna. I can't actually say it over the air, like, but he's got the gift of the gab. He's just got the old. Oh, he's telling me the story there. His one of his tricks that he does know is he's Ed Sheeran's cousin, and they are melting for him.
Sure, yeah.
So
I
all
wish
right.
I knew an Ed Sheeran song now.
This is like talking to a 15-year-old. So you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. All right, I'm hanging up. Goodbye.
See you, Deck. Look.
All right, lads. That went on for a good bit, but sure, look, we're having a bit of fun. Bah. Just gotta get that out of me mouth. Excuse me. Okay, so lads, but that was a great show this week, I must say. I hope you enjoyed it. And without further ado, goodbye.
Till next week.